Hello, friends. From the Hoysala temples in Karnataka, we reach to the beautiful region of Jammu on the banks of the river Tavi. From the Jammu airport, I headed to Katra to the base camp for the yatra to the holy shrine of Sri Mata Vaishno Devi. As per procedure, I registered at the shrine board counter in Katra and then started the climb around 10 am. There are various options to reach the Vaishno Devi shrine. You can choose a helicopter, pony ride combined with electric car, or walk. I chose to walk the entire route. The 12-kilometer climb from Katra to Vaishno Devi is on a well-paved road. The first 6 kilometers are steep and after that it is more manageable. The path is well covered and has tea stalls, eateries, and restrooms at regular intervals. I did take a samosa chai break and then continued walking, chanting Jai Mata Di in unison with thousands of fellow pilgrims. After 3 hours, I reached Ardhkawari, where I went to the Ardh Devi shrine situated in a long cave. After another chai break, I continued the divine trek crossing smaller shrines on the way. Then, crossing Sanji Chhat, I reached the Vaishnav Devi shrine or commonly known as Bhavan around 4 pm. Finally, I had the spiritual experience of entering the holy cave and having darshan of Mata Vaishno Devi in the form of 3 natural rock formations called the Pindis. This experience cannot be expressed in words. You have to be there to feel the divinity. There are no statues or idols inside the Sanctum Sanctorum. Legend says the goddesses Kali, Mahalakshmi, and Saraswati got together one day and pooled their collective tejas for spiritual strength. A stunningly beautiful young girl emerged out of these stages, who was born to an ardent devotee, Ratnakar, and his wife. The couple named this girl Vaishnavi. Right from her childhood, Vaishnavi started meditation and penance, went deep into the forest for tapasya. The popular belief is that Lord Rama, upon completion of his exile, met Vaishnavi in the guise of an old man and directed her to meditate at the Trikuta hills so that Lord Vishnu would emerge her into himself. As time passed, Mahayogi Guru Gorakshnath, who had a vision of the episode between Lord Rama and Vaishnavi, sent his disciple Bhairanath to find out about her. Bhairanath was enamored by Vaishnavi's extraordinary beauty, and losing all good sense, he began to pester Vaishnavi to marry him. Despite the goddess trying to avoid a confrontation, Bhairanath would not give up. This forced the goddess to behead him, whereupon the severed head of Bhairav fell with great force at a distant hilltop. When he realized his mistake, Bhairanath begged for forgiveness. Mata showed mercy and gave him a boon that every devotee of the goddess would go for the darshan of Bhairanath after completing Mata's darshan. So, I also proceeded to Bhairavnath temple to complete my yatra. After a very satisfying darshan of Mata, I started my descent by walk. On the way, I had delicious piping hot rajma chawal. A foodie that I am, I also kept snacking and having cups of aromatic steaming chai on the way down. Before I realized, I had reached the foothills at Katra around midnight and headed to my hotel. The next morning, I proceeded to Purmandal temple, which is about 2 hours away. This temple is also known as Chota Kashi and is on the banks of the Devika river in Samba district. This temple is dedicated to goddess Parvati, the spouse of Lord Shiva. It is believed that she came to earth in the form of a river at the request of sage Kashyap during the Dwapar Yuga. The condition for her appearance as Devika river was that the sacred river would mostly flow underground and would be visible only in few chosen places where temples of Lord Shiva have been built. One of these sacred spots is the Purmandal Shiva temple. The unique feature of this divine temple is that there is no visible Shivalinga, instead, it is considered as Swayambhulinga. Every year during February, the Purmandal Mela is held to celebrate the marriage between Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, where devotees gather in large numbers. On the way back to Jammu, I decided to visit the very popular Raghunath Mandir. This temple was considered by the first Dogra ruler Maharaja Gulab Singh in the year 1835 and later completed by his son Maharaja Ranbir Singh. The temple complex has 7 shrines and the presiding deity is Raghunath, another name for Lord Rama. The entrance has a Surya icon, another manifestation of Lord Vishnu. The main shrine has a dome inside of the normal Shikhara in a pyramidal shape. All the 7 shrines have gold-plated spires. The interior panels have paintings consisting of images from the Hindu epics Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. After the completion of temple visits, I visited the market to look for traditional local items. I picked up some traditional shawls, beautiful wooden carved boxes, and dry fruits. Before heading to the airport, I grabbed a traditional vegetarian thali, which was simply delicious. Hope you enjoyed this truly soul satisfying experience. Jai Mata Di, till we meet again in our next temple journey.